University is a one-of-a-kind school in Lynchburg, Virginia. It's a nonprofit Christian university where both students and faculty practice what they preach. I had the pleasure to visit recently and got a first-hand tour from its president, Jerry Falwell Jr. Here I am at Liberty University with the president of the university, Jerry Falwell. How is it that this university in particular is able to get so many students who were so Christian-oriented, Constitution-oriented, who believe in this country and are so energized by this, what's going on today?
Well, I call Liberty the Fox News network of the academic world. Liberty is different than other universities in so many ways. The Chronicle of Higher Education did a cover story a few years ago that said that the success of Liberty University is rooted in the fact that Liberty doesn't try to be like every other university. We try to emphasize academic freedom, freedom of expression. We try to keep education affordable and accessible.
Let's walk a little bit.
Yep,
What is this right here, this tower that's in front of
The tower is the School of Divinity. It's 275 feet high, which is nearly 28 stories. There's a classroom on every floor. Under the lawn right there.
Under the lawn.
There's 3 basketball courts where the basketball team practices. Those are the newer dorms up there on the hill. A lot of new construction going on still.
Let's talk about the young kids here, the students here,
Yep.
they are so different from their, cohorts in universities.
Visitors to campus are always telling me how they go out of their way to ask them if they need directions. They drop something, the students will pick it up for them. A lot of universities, you walk on campus and the students won't make eye contact with them.
Right. What is the role? Let's get a little more political. I mean, with the midterms coming up, what's the role of the evangelical Christian? Having seen everything that we saw with the Kavanaugh hearings, and what role do they play, and can they turn elections in this country?
Well, when President Trump said to African Americans, "What the hell do you have to lose?" we took that as he was talking to evangelicals as well, because establishment Republicans have betrayed us for decades. And so a lot of us voted for Trump because what do we have to lose?
Do you think, though, that after the Kavanaugh hearings and the sharp divide in this country, that's going to bring out the evagelicals?
Absolutely. I think they're angry about how he was treated. And I've heard that from a lot just the last couple of days. And I think that anger is going to backfire on the Democrats.
Okay, so this is Virginia Rose, and she's going to come
She's
to
my
Liberty?
only grandbaby. She's 7 months old. Got one more on the way, but this is the only one we have so far.
And she'll be a student here?
It'll be up to her, but...
Yeah. With the midterms coming up, do you think that those on the left are not just out of control, but they are interested in something different than the students here?
I just think the country's never been more polarized. I remember when I was in law school in the 80s, I would travel with my father when he spoke at different mainstream universities, liberal schools. They would boo and hiss because he was a conservative, but they weren't like they are now. Now in those days, liberals would say, "I may not agree with you, but I'll fight for your right to say it." Now they don't want you to say it. They become fascists instead of liberals, in my opinion.
So what has happened to the country?
I think it's years and years of education in the public schools that are controlled by the teachers' unions, and then higher education that is just all the professors believe a certain way. I forget how many, 98% supported Obama at the Ivy League schools. And it's just, they've just been indoctrinated, young people.
And what can Liberty do to change that?
That's why we exist. And it's why we've prospered, is because it's an alternative to that indoctrination and that lack of academic freedom, lack of free expression. Conservatives are bullied at most mainstream universities.
Yeah, I know.